We're traveling out to the Mojave Desert, where we'll see the remains of a shell of a house, a total loss after an aggressive fire totally gutted it. The wife barely escaped with her life. Later, we're heading out to LA to meet a 91-year-old woman who escaped a fire only after a neighbor saw the smoke and rescued her. Let's go to 29 Palms. I'm Jeff Ruiz. Disasters are my business. From the East Coast to the West Coast, when disasters strike, I'm there, boots on the ground, with over 15 years experience fighting for your recovery. When the first responders leave, my after disaster team of experts is on the job, helping you navigate through the aftermath. The ADTV team of experts maximize your insurance settlement and expedites the recovery process. I've seen it all, the good, the bad, and the really ugly in insurance settlements and recoveries. But you're not alone. Our team brings you through your disaster to your optimal restoration with no out-of-pocket cost to you. After 911, the next call is After Disaster TV. That's why I'm in your corner. After Disaster cares.
Meet Frank. Frank's ready to pay less for auto and home insurance. He has a wife and 2 kids, a van that's paid off, a new truck that isn't, and a mortgage that's not even close. Those are the facts on Frank. They don't change. What does change is the amount he's quoted from one insurance company to another. That's why Frank called Select Quote Auto and Home at the toll-free number on your screen. In the time it would have taken to get one quote from a single carrier, Frank's Select Quote agent gave him quotes from 8 highly rated insurance companies. Select Quote did the work. All Frank had to do was choose. In the end, he saved $618 annually on auto and home insurance. And he's not alone. The average Select Quote client saves $437 per year. How much can you save? To get started, call the toll-free number on your screen. Select Quote. We shop, you save.
Are you having problems with the IRS? Our trained professionals here at Wallen Associates have over 30 years experience helping individuals and businesses solve their tax problems.
The IRS was garnishing my paycheck, but Wallen Associates had my levy released within 48 hours. Wallen Associates got the IRS off my back, and I never had to talk to them again.
We'll meet with you in person, face-to-face, at a local office near you.
Call 800-297-4199. We solve tax problems.
We're going to look at a house that once held a rich history of a family of 8 dating back to the 50s. We're talking to 2 of the brothers, one of which is now homeless due to the fire. Let's go meet the family. I'm here with Ernie and Eddie in 29 Palms, California, and they had a fire this week. I think this is an important story to hear, so just let's listen to Ernie, and he's going to tell us about the situation with the insurance and with the house and just where he is. Tell us, Ernie, what happened?
Sure. Oh, well, obviously a fire, and devastating fire. The building is destroyed totally. It cannot be rebuilt, so there's a cost involved with demolition. So no insurance, and so the cost of demolition is totally on the family. And we're here to help my brother. He's on Social Security disability, so we'll do the best we can to obviously eliminate the hazard, and we're waiting now for that price quote. So also I just want to say thank the ADTV for reaching out. You're gonna obviously get this message out to others about what not to do. In other words, hang on to that insurance.
And insurance is one of those things you always hate, but you sure love it when the disaster happens. And if you don't have it, oh my goodness, it's a second disaster basically.
We're touched and we're moved, and obviously we could only do so much ADTV, but we can do something. And Eddie, here's a check. This will help you with a deposit on the. He has no place to live. He needs a deposit for his new room. We can do that much, ADTV, but we're looking for help. What is the most common homeowner's insurance claim? The answer when we return.
If your age is between 50 and 85, you probably think you can't afford life insurance. The thought of leaving your family the burden of your final expenses can be stressful, but one simple call to Fidelity Life can provide you and your family with peace of mind. With premiums and coverage amounts guaranteed to stay the same for the life of the policy. There's no medical exam required, and by answering a few simple questions, your coverage can start immediately. Speak with a licensed agent for Fidelity Life today.
Call today 1-800-490-7340.
Addiction. There was a day when the word addiction was just another word. If you're battling addiction, it's not easy to ask for help. It's hard to admit you really need it. End Addiction would like to help you. End Addiction can help you get immediate admission into a recovery center near you. Call End Addiction.
1-800-536-0439.
Many insurance plans will pay up to $30,000 for the cost of getting you help with no money out of pocket. It's not easy to talk about your addictions or those of someone you care about. It's hard for you to experience, and it's hard for them to watch. The first step to ending addiction starts with one free, private, and no obligation call. Addiction. There can be a day when the word is just another word again. Your life is not over. There are things you still need to do. The first thing is to call End Addiction.
1-800-536-0439. 1-800-536-0439.
If you have chosen D, you have chosen correctly. Now we're heading to LA to meet the 91-year-old woman who was rescued from her home when her neighbors saw the smoke billowing out of the windows and doors. And her son, who happens to be a 30-year veteran of the Hollywood film industry, who lost all of his equipment and his life's work.
From the amount of smoke, it seemed like it was quite a serious fire. And my first concern was, does Evelyn know what's going on? How long has this been going on? Is she okay? How do I get her out of there? That house is on fire. And so I ran over and was pounding on her door, attempting to wake her up.
I was lying here asleep, and I heard someone at the door, and the weather was warm, so I had the door, but the screen was locked. And I said, "Who is it?" And the lady said,
"Evelyn, we have to go now."
And I said, "My house is on fire." She said, "Yes." So she said, "We've called the fire department."
I knew that her son, Buford Lee, was in the hospital and that she was alone there. And, frankly, I was worried that she was going to die.
I guess at the point of the fire, I was hospitalized. So I had no knowledge at all about the fire. But at that point, I got a call from my neighbor, Jenny, and she had told me that there had been a fire. My first inclination is, how's my mom? And she said, "Your mom is fine. She's right now, she's staying with a neighbor."
When I saw the smoke, I just had this panic, and I yelled at my husband, "John, call 911," and I bolted out the door. And ran over and I started pounding on Evelyn's door. And pounding, I was just very worried for her safety, or that with the amount of smoke it was just very dire. And so when she finally came to the door, grabbed her, I was like, "Evelyn, we have to go now." And I brought her down the stairs and over to our house.
The fire truck came, and it looked like it was about 4 of them. It was so many. The street was just loaded with fire trucks. And he said my house was on fire. But in here, I hadn't smelled smoke or anything.
And I was able to get over there around 4:30 that afternoon to see a pile of desks and tables and monitors and file cabinets and everything just piled up on the front lawn, and that was it.
What is the most common denial for water damages in a homeowner's claim? The answer when we return.
If you've ever stripped a screw or broken off the head of a bolt, you know how frustrating that can be. Well, not anymore. Introducing the Speed Out Damaged Screw and Bolt Remover. With the Speed Out, you can easily remove any stripped screw in 10 seconds or less. You'll never again be slowed down or frustrated by a stripped screw or broken bolt. Phillips heads, flat heads, hex heads, painted overheads. The Speed Out gets them all out in 10 seconds or less. The Speed Out is a must-have for do-it-yourselfers, boat owners, hobbyists, mechanics, carpenters, or anyone else. The Speed Out is quick and easy to use. If you can use a drill, you can use the Speed Out. You simply drill out the damaged area with a patented cutting end. Then you flip the tool around, and the extracting end pulls it right out. It's that simple, it's that easy. Notice that the cutting end makes a perfect cone into the screw. This makes an ideal surface for the extracting end to grab onto. In fact, this patented process works so well, you can even remove 4-inch long stubborn deck screws out of redwood. Even if you break off the entire head of a screw or bolt, you can still extract it right out, no problem. The Speed Out is a must for every toolkit. No more headaches or wasted time. And best yet, the Speed Out is affordable. For a limited time, you can get the entire Speed Out 4-piece kit for just $19.95. Call now, and you'll get 4 different sizes of Speed Out extractors for every situation. Don't wait until the next time you strip a screw or break a bolt. Call right now, because sooner or later, you're gonna need a Speed Out. And to make this offer even better, we're gonna give you free shipping. You heard right. Free shipping for everyone who calls right now. And as an added bonus, we'll also throw in a lifetime warranty. If it ever breaks, we'll replace it, no problem. Call or log on to the website and get your Speed Out right now. It'll be the best $20 you ever put in your toolbox.
A rat infestation in the walls of my house led to a chewed-up dishwasher pipe, and it flooded my whole kitchen. I was forced to use my bathroom as a makeshift kitchen. My daughter started developing excruciating migraines when the renovation began, and the mold and the rat allergens, they became airborne. I'd had enough at that point, and that's when I called Jeff and his after disaster team. With no out-of-pocket cost, he got me out of my disaster and into a hotel. Thanks, Jeff and ADTV.
If you chose A, you have chosen correctly. Now let's go see what's going on with Ernie's childhood home back in 29 Palms. Here's Ernie Quintana to introduce us to his home and his story. It looks like a very modest home.
Yeah, that's nicely put. It is a very modest. It's a small home. It's about 700 square feet. The first home that my mom and dad purchased when they came out here from Arizona. And in this 1-bedroom, 1-bath home, they raised 6 kids.
6 of you?
Yeah.
Okay, so was it, I mean, I know there are not 6 bedrooms here. You know, what's to your left here?
Well, actually, this used to be the porch. As the family grew, my dad needed a room so that we would have a place to sleep. So this became the girls' bedroom, and this became the boys' bedroom.
Boys and girls. Yep. And 6 children, including the parents. Dining room. Tell me a little about the dining room. I know there must have been a fight.
Well, it was small, so it was a matter of obviously being quick, but there was always food on the table.
Always food on the table, thank God. And what happened the night of the fire?
Well, that's still under investigation, but my brother and his wife, they live here. From what I understand is that my brother was not home at the time of the fire, but his wife was. She managed to escape out through the back, and fortunately wasn't hurt, but the house was a total loss. There's a lot of good early childhood memories. I grew up in this home, kindergarten through high school. We actually never realized it, but we didn't have a lot of resources, but we never felt like we lacked for anything. I remember the first television set my dad brought home, big old piece of furniture, and it was exciting, watching Bugs Bunny.
And then when I come back, we'll talk about some of the options that are posed in terms of the tearing down the house, rebuilding the house, and we'll just walk through a few options.
Okay.
And then we'll see which way we go with this.
All right, so I'm going this way and you're going that way?
Exactly.
Okay, very good.
All right.
All right, Jeffrey.
This is what Ernie described as the girls' room. It's a tiny room. It's probably about 9 feet wide. It's a 9-foot box, and it's hard to believe that there were 3 girls living in this room at one point. It just shows you how times have changed. This room is slightly larger. 3 boys in this room. Imagine the fights in this room. This is, you can see the gatoring on this. It was a hot fire, and if you could listen to the crunch, you can see it even on that wall there. Here you have a wall that's been sprawled out, the plaster gave way. Looks to be a little cross, just like in 9/11. After the towers came down, there was a cross there. You always have so many memories in these homes, and it's so intimate to be walking through the history of a family. Here you have the family Bible. It survived the fire. All the debris that's here, it's very touching. And this house will be down within 48 hours. Here was the dining room, which was, it's a very small room, and as Ernie said, they ate in shifts. So the hungriest ate first, and then the others were followed.
But there was always food on the table.
Pretty bad, huh?
It is bad, and unfortunately, I walk through. If I walk through my home, all the memories just start flooding my mind, and I can understand why you just want to be out here.
What we ended up deciding is let's just go ahead and tear it down. That to us is the quickest solution. Obviously, a demolition, 3 days is probably done and it's gone, and it's behind us.
It hurts. Hey guys, Jeff and Ernie and 29 Palms, and we're actually going to go off to Los Angeles. You're not the only one with disasters like this.
I can imagine.
There's someone else in Los Angeles that didn't pay up their premium, and they're at a loss now.
And we still got a demo to do too.
That's right. Yeah, you can hear the bulldozers coming. All right. Hi, I'm Jeff Ruiz, host of a new reality TV show called After Disaster TV. Did you know that there's a house fire every 9 minutes according to the American Red Cross? We bring you to natural disasters like Hurricane Sandy in New York, to the devastating tornadoes in Oklahoma, to everyday occurrences like fire and water catastrophes in local communities all across America. Our show will film and document the reality of these devastating events that happen every day in communities all across America so that you can be informed and prepared. In the event of a fire, water loss, or other disaster, do you know what steps can be taken to minimize or even cover your loss? I've been working with insurance claims and losses for over 15 years, and I'm here to show you what you need to know, and that is why I'm doing the After Disaster TV show. I'm here in Palmdale, California, where the insurance company offered $225,000 for this fire. Unfortunately, there was $80,000 missing. We were able to prove that with our estimator, with our engineers, and that's where we settled this claim at $80,000 more.
Jeff has been a tremendous help to us because we've never experienced a fire before. Frank and I really appreciate all that he's done for us and how he's helping us through this. So Jeff and his team has actually taken care of everything for us. This is new to us and pretty frightening. You know, you don't know what you're supposed to do next, and they've just handled everything for us, and it's just gone so smoothly. So we're just really, really fortunate to have Jeff be a part of this with us.
Now we're back on the road to LA to meet with Evelyn in Buford.
It just brought home the fact that you need insurance. I'm just really grateful for having good neighbors, and I try to be a good neighbor.
And I'm in Los Angeles at Buford's home that's caught fire a few weeks ago, and we want to hear his story.
I received a call from my neighbor about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Halloween, which was October the 31st. And it seems that a place caught on fire between 7:30 and 8 a.m. Halloween morning. My first inclination was, how's my mom? Because my mom is 91 years old, and that's the most important thing to me. I mean, it's us and that's it, you know. So I was told that she was fine, and that a neighbor down the street had her and she was allowed to stay there. Little did I know the devastation until I walked through that front door. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. What had happened was that the fire started in the furnace, and it's a floor furnace. And once the firemen went through the front door, at that point, there was a backdraft, and the total place just like that into flame. The heat was so intense that it blew out some of the side windows and cracked the picture window, reels, equipment that I have. I mean, it was just completely gone. And I took it serious, but I said, well, that's okay because I know we have insurance. And my mom completely had let the insurance lapse. And that's when the bottom completely fell. I mean, that was when I really felt the devastation. I mean, floods are one thing, you know, you can retrieve paperwork and pictures or what have you, let them dry out and you still have a fire, all you have is ashes. Her side wasn't anywhere near as bad, but the other side, I mean, 75% of it, I mean, and plus there are beams up under the house. Thankfully, the house was not red tagged. I know that I will recover from all of this. I believe in a higher power, and things of this nature really test your faith. Lets me know that someone is out there looking after me.
Which one of these items most likely not be covered in your homeowner's insurance policy? The answer when we return.
When lightning struck my garage, the structure was a complete loss. My agent told me it wasn't covered. What? Sorry, but I was just out of luck. Jeff told me to let him handle the case, and he did. $89,000 later, I'm standing in front of my newly renovated garage. My wife says I got my man cave back. I had no out-of-pocket costs. I made one phone call that turned out to be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Thanks, Jeff.
Meet Frank. Frank's ready to pay less for auto and home insurance. He has a wife and 2 kids, a van that's paid off, a new truck that isn't, and a mortgage that's not even close. Those are the facts on Frank. They don't change. What does change is the amount he's quoted from one insurance company to another. That's why Frank called Select Quote Auto and Home at the toll-free number on your screen. In the time it would have taken to get one quote from a single carrier, Frank's Select Quote agent gave him quotes from 8 highly rated insurance companies. Select Quote did the work. All Frank had to do was choose. In the end, he saved $618 annually on auto and home insurance. And he's not alone. The average Select Quote client saves $437 per year. How much can you save? To get started, call the toll-free number on your screen. Select Quote. We shop, you save.
If you have chosen D, you have chosen correctly. One of the things that were overlooked in this loss when we were walking through is that you don't know about is that there were 3 animals that were destroyed, that perished in the fire, 3 cats. And the family, his brother, is still grieving the loss of his pets. What can we learn from this, guys? What we want to learn, in my opinion, is to pick up your policy, take a look at the expiration dates, put them in on your smartphones when things expire, call your agent, make the payments on time. There is a grace period, but don't rest on that grace period. The next day after the grace period, there's nothing you can do at that point. Next, we're talking with the guys that have the answers to why some fires start and how to avoid them in the first place. Hey guys, this is what they're about, truth seekers, right? Not case makers. These guys are fire experts. Hey Alan, how are you?
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Pretty good. We're here with Alan. He's actually the fire investigator for Pacific Rim Investigative Group Services. And he's actually going to show us some things that catch fire that just happen on a daily occurrence. So, Alan, what do we see here? I mean, I think I recognize one of these. I'm pretty sure I recognize one. What is that?
Is actually this same piece right here. And it's a power strip. And if you look at it, we don't want to disturb it too much, but you can see that an item is plugged in here.
You see that?
An item that's significantly fire damaged is plugged in here, and here, and here, and here. It's what the device is designed for. On this occasion, which is really unfortunate, they put it underneath the carpet.
This looks like carpeting. Yeah, see
It's
this?
carpet
It's
padding.
the padding, right?
They put it underneath the padding.
They ran the electrical cord under the padding.
Which retain the heat. The end of the story is going to be the same. You should never hook up any power strip to another power strip to another power strip.
After Superstorm Sandy, did insurance companies gain or lose in profits? The answer, when we return.
I've been through this before. First time my house caught fire, it was a complete insurance nightmare. This time when my kitchen caught fire, a friend told me about After Disaster TV, and what a difference. ADTV got me an additional $6,000 minus the insurance headache, and no out-of-pocket cost. After calling 911, make ADTV your next call. Thanks, Jeff.
You've just witnessed someone get their maximum benefit by using ADTV and our team of experts with no out-of-pocket costs. After 911, we're your next phone call. And check us out at AfterDisasterTV.com. If you chose A, you have chosen correctly. "60 years of memories being bulldozed because of no coverage on home. They're separating the wood materials from the cement and from the metal materials. They all need to be disposed of in a different way. So, guys, to avoid this happening to you, check the expiration date on your policies. Pay your policies on time. Don't try to capitalize on a grace period. And really take your business at home seriously. Review the paperwork, review your information, talk to your local professionals about your homeowner's insurance, and we could avoid something like this. For now, I want to see if the guys will let me play around in the dirt a little. Jeff, After Disaster TV. I'm off to another disaster. Check in with us next week.